Broadcasting on Radio Star Worldwide. It's the Maverick Difference Radio Show with Paul Fink. When you want to step up and dare to be different. When you'll dare to be great and live to your fullest potential. When you are ready to dare to be a maverick and live the life of your dreams. Then it's time to listen to Paul Fink.
Welcome. Broadcasting on Radio Star Worldwide. When you want to step up and dare to be different, welcome to the Maverick Difference Radio Show, live every Tuesday at 11 Eastern Time and on demand 24/7. I'm your host, Paul Fink, the Maverick Millionaire, founder of the Maverick Selling System, the Success Blueprint, and author of the best-selling book, How to Become a Sales Maverick and Double Your Income. Today on the radio show, we're going to be talking about really how to step your day up, step your life up. We're going to be talking about your daily habits. All too often, we go through our day with blinders on. We go through our day just attempting to figure out the day-to-day challenges of our life and putting out fires, if you will, going from emergency to emergency without really taking a pause to figure out what it is that we want to accomplish in our life. And so I'm here, and very special, I'm here on Blab as well as on Radio on Demand on the Radio Star Worldwide Network. So we've got a lot going on here and paying attention to the technology as well. So anyone that wants to join in, a couple ways you can do that. One is go to 480, dial in 480-945-0442. You can also go to Blab and check me out on Blab as well. So pay attention. Let's hang out and let's go through some of the components on what it takes to be a maverick, what it takes to create more in your life, and what it takes to, well, live the life of your dreams is what this is about. The wealthy versus, well, the not so much. And people talk about, what it means to be wealthy, what it means to create more in your life. And there are certain habits, there are certain differences between what the wealthy do and what the challenge do every day of their life, what the people, the middle class and the lower class. And I'm not necessarily a firm believer in talking about the middle class or talking about, putting us in levels, if you will. However, what I know for sure is that there's 95% of the world and then there's 5% of the world. There's 95% of people that wake up every day struggling, wake up every day financially destitute, wake up every day not happy, not content with their life, not joyous, not grateful for what's going on. They're not living the life of their dreams. And then there's 5%. There's 5% of the people that are actually doing what it takes to create an abundant life, doing what it takes to make a difference, doing what it takes to create more in their life every day. What makes the difference? What makes the difference between those two categories? There's the wealthy and there's the not so much. What do the wealthy do? What are the habits that they're doing every single day to create abundance in their life? You want to talk about this? Come hang out, come spend some time with me, and we're going to be talking further about this. You've got any questions, any challenges, any concerns about this type of conversation, come join me. Couple habits. Most people in the world, 70% that is, well, actually not 70% of the wealthy eat healthy. The less junk food than, well, non-healthy people or non-wealthy people. Isn't that funny? The wealthy and the healthy both are the same. The people who are really healthy also create wealth in their life. They eat less junk food. They eat less bad calories into their body. 97% of poor people, of the middle class, of the challenged financially, eat more than 500 calories of junk food a day. What does that mean? It means that they're going to fast food restaurants every single day of their life. It means that they have stocked their cupboards with more junk processed foods than they have healthy foods. That's a challenge. What else do healthy people do? What else do the wealthy do? 80% of the wealthy are focused on accomplishing a single task. A single task. What does that mean? It means that they understand what goals are all about. They understand that it is up to me to create something in my life, and I'm focused on making it happen. Whereas only 12% of the poor are focused on any sort of goal whatsoever, let alone a singular goal that they're going to be doing every single day. Pay attention. What are you focused on? Do you have goals? Do you have goals written down? How about this? Do you exercise? We were talking about eating healthy. How about exercise? 76%, and this is stats that are out there, 76% of wealthy exercise aerobically at least 4 times a week. 76% of the wealthy. 23% of the poor do this, which means 77% of the poor, almost the exact number of the wealthy that exercise, the exact number of the poor don't. How crazy is that? We talk about some of the differences, and people are so attuned to, oh man, he's just lucky. He's just got the smarts. He's got the brains. He's got whatever it takes. Whatever the poor think it means to be wealthy, means to create that in their life. They don't realize it is these simple habits. What I want all of you to reach out and take focus on, all you got to do is create these habits in your life. Create these components in your life to be more than you ever thought possible, to create more in your life. By exercising, by eating right. It's what it takes. What else? What else could you be doing to make sure that you're part of the 5%? See, what I know is that there's definitely a difference between the 5%ers and the 95%ers. There's a difference, and you have a choice. You either become a 95%er or you become a 5%er. There's no happy medium. There's no in between. It's one or the other. Decide which are you. Decide which you're going to be, a 95 or the 5. What is it? I decided I wanted to be the 5%er. I decided I wanted to be part of that world, and so I began to exercise. I began to eat right. I began to pay attention to the wealthy habits. 63% of the wealthy listen to audio books. They listen to books every day. Maybe during their commute, maybe during their travels to work, maybe they're just when they're exercising, whatever the case may be, they've got audio books that they're listening to on a regular basis. What are your audio books? What are you doing these days? In addition to that, 63% listen to audiobooks, only 5% of the poor. 5% of the poor listen to any sort of audiobooks. And in this day and age, there's no excuse. You can get them free. They're all over the place. They're on the internet. They're in the libraries. You can get a hold of them. So you can pay attention to these components and bring them into your life no matter where you're at now. I'm listing off these habits, and these habits have a couple commonalities. They're action steps. There's things that you can easily do. There's nothing I would train you on, I would teach you on that you couldn't be doing yourself, that you couldn't be doing, that my 13-year-old couldn't do. These are simple steps. So why aren't you doing them? What is it that is keeping you from creating the life that you really want? 81% of the wealthy maintain a to-do list. 81%. No, it's going to take creating that action plan every single day to create your success. I'm surprised the number's that low. Every single person that I know that has created success, every single one does it via being clear with what they do every day, being clear with how they take action, being clear with what they fill their day with. And the way to do that is to write it all down and to follow that plan. See, 81% of the wealthy maintain a to-do list. Only 19% of the poor. 19%. What is it that you can be doing now? What is it that you can be doing to shift your life, to change it? I have a couple things I want to give you as we go through this day, and I want to make sure that you're being present with this. Pay attention. I've got a free ebook, and this free ebook is 5 steps to doubling your business and doing it in less time, actually increasing your income in half the time. Who here would love that? Go ahead and go to www.themaverickdifferenceradioshow.com. Themaverickdifferenceradioshow.com. That's where you can absolutely listen. And you want to get this ebook, go to themaverickdifference.com. Themaverickdifference.com to get the ebook and to download that and join me. These are just some of the things that I put together for all of you to really get that we can each be abundant. We can each be, well, living the life of our dreams and creating so much more than we ever thought possible. So far we've got to be exercising. We've got to eat right. We've got to be drinking the right things. We've got to be putting the right things into our body. We've also got to be putting the right things into our brain. So audiobooks, listening to the right messages every day. And how about this? Audiobooks, it's not just books that are, these great fiction books, and let's read all about the dragons or Dracula or no. We want to be reading non-fiction books. We want to be reading business books, financial books, wealth building strategies. We want to be building up our personal self, so personal development books, health and nutrition books. Those are the books to be reading to create a different life for yourself. That's the key. Absolutely pay attention. You want this in your life? You want to create something different? Just look at the stats. When only 5% of the poor are listening to audiobooks, maybe there's a connection when 63% of the wealthy do. I talk about a technique called model the masters. Model the masters. And what it means is that you model people that are created success in the area of life which you want to create success in. The area in life in which you want abundance. Go find someone that's doing that or living that life and simply do what they're doing. Model what they've done to get where they've gotten. And you too can have it in your life. Model the masters. So when the wealthy are doing this, when the wealthy are doing certain habits, and you want to become wealthy, what do? Do you wait till you're wealthy and then bring the habit into your life? Or more precisely, and what will drive you faster and more furiously to that place is to create the habit, bring the habit into your life today. Bring that habit into your life right now with everything that you're doing, and you will be able to create that better life. We're going to take a break right now, and as we do, I want you to be considering bringing these habits into your life. We've got a whole list more of habits that are really going to change your life when you bring them into your life to create the life of your dreams, the Maverick way. This is Paul Fink, the Maverick Millionaire. This is the Maverick Difference Radio Show. We'll be right back.
This is the Maverick Difference Radio Show with Paul Fink. We'll be back right after this. How many times have you heard this?
I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Hey, you are what you eat.
I've tried every diet.
Diets don't work.
It's time to stop this kind of madness and start thinking and feeling empowered to change your health. Tune into The Raw Truth with Chef Sharon Fraser. Join us weekly for thought-provoking conversation. World-renowned experts in the food, medical, holistic, sports medicine, chiropractic, and naturopathic health sciences. The Raw Truth airs every Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern on RadiostarWorldwide.com. The Magnificent Leader with your host, Patty Azar, can be heard every Tuesday at 11 a.m. on StarWorldWideNetworks.com. Join Patty Azar as she gathers insight and wisdom from magnificent leaders across the world. The Magnificent Leader has a zest for life and an appetite to live it to the fullest. They love their people, remove the obstacles to their success, and celebrate their wins with everyone. If you want to learn the secrets to creating joy, happiness, and success in your life and career, become a magnificent leader. Every Tuesday at 11 a.m. or anytime 24/7 on StarWorldWideNetworks.com. Seize the Day with Susan F. Moody is heard every Saturday at 10 a.m. on StarWorldWideNetworks.com. Susan is a certified success coach, author, speaker, and radio host who for over 20 years has been working with aspiring entrepreneurs just like you. It's time to define your goals, build your dreams, accelerate your results, and create a richer, more fulfilling life. It's time to seize the day. Be inspired and empowered to live your life your way with your success coach, Susan F. Moody. Yes, you can. Seize the day. Saturday mornings at 10 on StarWorldWideNetworks.com. You're listening to Paul Fink and the Maverick Difference Radio Show. Now, here's Paul.
Welcome back. The Maverick Difference Radio Show live every Tuesday, 11 Eastern Time, and on demand 24/7. I'm Paul Fink, the Maverick Millionaire, and I've got a special guest, Susan Brooke. Welcome, welcome. How are you doing?
I'm good, Paul. How are you? Can you hear me all right? I haven't been on in a while.
I hear you. Awesome. It's great to see you.
You too.
What is going on? Thank you so much for joining.
Oh, I saw you were going to be on, and I had to say hi because I missed saying goodbye to you at the Rockstar Boot Camp the other day, and just wanted to say hey and see what I could add to your show.
My pleasure. Have you been listening all along? You've been hearing the topic?
Just a little bit. I just got up a little bit ago. It's a little earlier over here in California.
Oh, come now.
I'm not an early riser.
Excuses are not allowed on the Maverick Difference Radio Show. This is a no excuse zone. We play full out 24/7, no matter what.
That's right. I think I was up till 2 a.m. working on my new project. So I'll go get her right now. So
2 a.m. working on what project?
Because I have a million ideas. I call myself the idea innovator. I love coming up with ideas for businesses. The problem is I need to focus on one. So instead of all of them at the same time. So I know that I'm really, really good at, I'm an expert at tutoring businesses and educational learning centers. So I created an online course called How to Start and Grow Your Tutoring Business. And I'm just determined to get that up and going and get my landing pages going and finish a project this week.
Awesome. So, it is the way to do it. Absolutely. Stay focused on your task. And what we're talking about here is the difference between the wealthy and not so much. Those people that are struggling financially, those people that are what we call the lower class, middle class, poor, and people get offended by some of those terms, only it is what it is. Our country right now is being divided by 95 percenters and 5 percenters. You either don't have it or you have it. And so how can you create a life where you have it, where you actually create it for yourself? And some of the differences, and there's stats on all this, exactly the habits you can do to actually create more in your life. And so some of them are exercise, eat right, sleep right. And we were talking about listening to audiobooks. Do you listen to audiobooks, Sue?
All the time. In fact, that's what I was going to interject. We must be on the same wavelength because I love audible.com. I get new books all the time. I listen to them first thing in the morning while I'm getting ready. I listen to them in the car. I don't listen to the radio. Awesome. And I'm determined to listen and read as many books as possible. So we're on the same something here.
That is awesome. Yeah, it's absolutely audiobooks. And I like hard copy. I like, I've got my digital copy of books as well, only I love reading like a real book. And so I've got, and behind me, you see my library. I have about 900 books of nonfiction, business, sales, marketing, business development, personal development, all in my library that I've collected over 30 years now.
Wow.
And I've absorbed every one of them. I've read them all. I've reread several of them. Mm-hmm. And it's what I fill my day with. There's a stat, and I'm looking at my notes. 88% of wealthy read 30 minutes or more each day. 88%.
I agree.
Most people don't read a book after formal education. 2% of the poor read something worthwhile. What do you read these days?
Oh gosh, it's funny. I thought I wanted to listen to something the other day, and I hadn't downloaded a new book, and I re-listened to Bob Proctor, and he's amazing, excellent. And he's just so inspiring, and he does say that, about reading. I can't remember how many books he said he read in a year. It's ridiculous, but and he also says, don't listen to things on the radio, don't watch TV. Instead,
hey, no, listen to this radio.
Okay.
This radio.
Yeah, well, yeah. As long as it's positive and you're learning, and definitely, of course, any of these type of things, podcasts, radio shows that are all about improving yourself, all about that, and improving your business. And you're all the way there. I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, it definitely is. Positive radio like this is absolutely where you want to spend your time. Spend your time on positive information coming in. There's a stat about positive energy versus negative energy, and positive information versus negative information. And that for every negative you bring into your life, you need at least 5 positives to offset it. So imagine you're driving down the highway and you see a negative billboard. You listen to a negative ad on the radio. You get negative information from someone honking or cutting you off. Imagine the number of positive pieces you need to have in your life to create or offset that negative. Absolutely pay attention, find ways to bring this stuff into your life. So the stats, and we lost Susan. She clicked out for a moment. She may be coming back. 88% of wealthy read 30 minutes or more. 2% of the poor. 67%, and this is real important. 67% write down their goals. I've said it every time I've trained, whether it's on stage, on radio, in person. I talk about this nonstop, and yet there's still people that are not quite getting it. Write down your goals. Write down, and it's not just enough to write down, a wish, a dream. You write down your goals. Write down exactly what you want in your life, exactly what you want to achieve, and you can have it. The poor, 67% write down their goals, 17% of the poor do so. Pay attention. It's what makes the difference. So when you write it down, there's something happens in your psyche. There's something happens internally that activates you, motivates you to create. You want to be that person that is driven to create what you want. Most people do it by accident. They walk around every day going, yeah, I'll get to it. I'll decide someday to do something about it. You can accomplish it right now. You can accomplish it with everything that you're doing. Susan's coming back in. Say howdy, everyone. What's up, Susan?
Sorry.
You're back.
Actually, yeah, Sue. But actually, I live way out in the country in a real rural area, and I lose my connection every so often. So sorry about that.
Here we go with those excuses again. I don't know what to do.
I didn't have any control over that one.
So we were talking about writing your goals down. Do you write your goals down, Susan? Sue?
Of course. Yes, of course I do. And every night before I go to bed, I think, what do I have to accomplish tomorrow? I keep a journal and I write down all the positive things that are going on in my life. And it's funny, last night, this is an interesting thing to do. I just did it last night in my journal. I started writing, I will accomplish something, or I will, and I went through and I crossed out all the wills. I accomplished this thing as if I actually already did it, and it totally changed my mindset. Instead of I will, if I keep reading that, I will, then you're never going to do it. So you need to cross off the will and say, I have already done this particular goal or thing that I put on the book. So
yeah, absolutely. Those are what they call affirmations or declarations. They're absolutely key. And you want your declarations to be positive and present tense. Affirmations, declarations are literally describing the future you in the present moment. Your perfect you, whatever that looks like.
Yes.
So the perfect you, write it down. And your goals, what's interesting is that your affirmations, your declarations should be connected to your goals, in that the perfect you should be described in such a way that it's the you that would meet all the goals you've laid out and then some. And whatever that person would do, whatever that person would feel like, look like, whatever experiences they would have accomplished, that's who you are and who you're describing in your affirmations.
Yes.
Make sense?
Yes. And that's another Bob Proctor type thing, Jack Canfield, all of those awesome people that you listen to all the time. And every day you just write down the affirmations that you want to do. And I have some stories of things that I said every single night that I wanted. And even though something came up that told me that there's no way it was going to happen, I kept saying it and it actually did happen. It was amazing. So they work. It really works, honestly.
Can you tell us more details?
Well, I had applied for the supplemental No Child Left Behind program for my business, my education business. And we were told we applied for it and we were told we were denied. So we reapplied and we still said we were denied. And they said, well, there's no way that you're going to be able to get in for this school year, but go ahead and reapply next year. But I kept saying at night, I'm so happy and grateful that we've approved for this program. We're servicing students. And I kept saying it. And I'm not joking. All of a sudden, we started getting phone calls and we're saying, well, we weren't approved. And they said, yes, you were. Go look on the website. And they just, for some reason, approved us. It was crazy. Awesome. Yeah, that sold me right there. So never give up. If something comes up that looks like you're really not going to accomplish that affirmation that you're saying every day, don't give up. You never know what can happen. The universe does listen to you. I believe that.
No question. There's an expression, what you put out there, you get back. And this is where it shows up. When you're absolutely know something's going to happen and you put it out there and say, that's how it's going to happen. That's what I want. And that's how it's going to happen in detail. And the more detailed that you are, the better. It's amazing.
Oh, totally. I have a friend that wanted to join actually our mastermind, and she just kept saying, I don't have the money. I don't have the money. She actually was ready to, and then she lost her job. Her father is dying, all of these things. She's a single mom at age 57. She just did not have the money to do it. And I kept telling her, believe me, I joined when I didn't think I could afford it, and I did it anyway. And when you do it, things are going to come to you. And she did it, and she's getting so much work, she doesn't know what to do with it. It's crazy. And that happened like the next day. So I'm telling you, there's something to all this, Paul. I'm so excited that you're talking about all these things, because more people need to know about that this works.
When I first started like on this journey, and this was approximately 10 years ago, and I was in a mastermind similar to ours, and I was writing things down on what I wanted. And it was really my first time, although I had written goals down and dreams, I really wasn't in that space properly. This time I was writing down exactly what I wanted and really believed, okay, this is going to happen. I was putting down big dreams, things I had never imagined I could have accomplished. I was writing them down, and it was a list of about 10 or 12. Within that year, I accomplished every single one of them.
Wow.
And like one of them was bring my wife to one of the most exotic places on the earth.
Wow.
On a vacation. That was what I wrote down. Never in my wildest dreams thinking it was going to happen. 12 months to the day, I was on Necker Island with Richard Branson.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
To the day. Like, I looked at my notes and looked at that initial sheet that I hadn't looked at in months and read it while I was on Necker Island and went, holy cow.
Wow.
And the date was on the top. It was 1 year to the day.
That's amazing.
Totally by accident. It happened to be that same day. I don't believe that was by accident.
No.
It was absolutely the universe shifting to deliver what I was looking for, and then motivate me and move me to have this exact conversation, to teach others that this is possible.
That's amazing. I love these stories. I absolutely love them. You know, I started this book called Discover Your I, and I have my first book is Discover Your Identity. If you go to discoveryourbooks.com or my website, SueBrooke, BROOKE.com, you can read about it. But I love people's stories, and that's kind of why I wanted to do this, similar to Chicken Soup for the Soul, because people have stories like this all the time, and I'm so fascinated by that. When things like that happen, it just gives you so much hope that, oh my gosh, I can do anything. And I'm kind of on a mission with you, Paul, is to spread the word to people that they don't have to just be in a job that they absolutely hate, or in a life that they're not happy with, or in a place they're not comfortable in, and they can't accomplish anything they put their mind to it. I mean, it's not something that's just going to come to you. You can't just sit around and wake up one day and go, well, how come it's not coming to me? I'm sitting here waiting, and then where is it coming? No, you have to do the work, but it's fun work. You know, and it's exciting. And when you read these books, it just does something to your mind to make you become more positive. And that's what I want the world to be. And I know that's your mission as well.
No question. And absolutely, writing the books and putting it out there, I've been doing the same thing. And the training and teaching I do all around the country, and I train all across the country and around the world, in delivering this message that anyone can do whatever they put their mind to it, that there is no limits in life, that you can have abundance, that it's available to everybody. There's nothing should be holding you back. Part of it, though, is that people get impatient. You mentioned, I get frustrated. It hasn't happened yet. You've got to be patient. You've got to know that it's through the test of time. You know, we talk about what's the difference between success and failure. take anyone that you know, any success story, and look at their history. At one point in their history, they were a failure.
Yep.
And we identify them as a success. Why? How?
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the only way that you can learn in your life is through those failures. Believe me, I've hit bottom, just like I'm sure I know a lot about your story as well, Paul. And if I hadn't have gone through those things, I had been a teacher, and I got married, and I managed my husband's music career, and I gave up my entire life for him and for his dreams. And I gave up all of my dreams and all the things that I wanted in my life to make sure he accomplished his, which it was a great life. I had a great time. I never have anything negative to say about that. But when the marriage ended, and then I was in this horrible car accident where honestly I shouldn't be sitting here today. And when I woke up in the hospital room thinking that nobody knew who I was, I didn't even know who I was. I was a musician's wife to everyone. I didn't even know what my dreams are, or I didn't know my identity at all. I didn't think I had anything to live for. And when I woke up in that hospital room and saw those people around me in that hospital room, it changed my life forever, because I realized that people did care about me, and I must be on this earth for some reason. That was the best day of my life. The best thing that could have ever happened to me in my life was the marriage ending and that car accident, because it made me realize that I'm on this earth for a reason, and I'm going to spread the word to people, just like you are, Paul. And people need to understand. I tell my friends and people that talk to me and say, "Oh, I'm going through this horrible thing," and they're crying about some bad incident that happened. I said, "Oh my gosh, this is when you want to get so excited, because guess what? You are going to look back and go, oh my gosh, thank God this thing happened to me, because I learned this, or I got this from it." And that's when you get excited about your life, when you're going through that hard time. Yeah. So I recently have been going through a hard time you're familiar with, and I just went home and went, you know what, this is great. What am I learning from it? And I realized what I'm supposed to be learning from it, and I'm making the best of it from there. And that's what I want people to know too. So
you are on the precipice of greatness. And that's what people miss, is that they get this, the garbage hitting them, and they think, oh my gosh, it's the end of my world. And it's only a momentary glimpse of what was, so that you can jump to greatness.
That's right.
It's a springboard of life, and people miss that equation. And so they're on that springboard, and when they just let it carry them, they'll jump to another level.
Yes.
They don't, they fall.
That's right.
Having the patience and having the understanding that everybody, yes, even me, end up with the shit happening, end up with the garbage in our lap. It's how we deal with it, how we handle that on a day-to-day basis, that separates the people that succeed and the people that just wallow in that garbage.
Mm-hmm.
There's no lack of abundance of that garbage. It's going to happen to us all. It's just how you handle it and what you want to do with it. You were going to say, Sue?
Yes, I wanted to say this. You made me think of this. That's the other thing, is there are those people that wallow in that, and they are so negative, and they just live for that negative. And there was a point in my life after I was going through divorce. I was around two other women that were going through the same thing. All of our husbands has left us for other women, and we were just so down, and it was all their fault and blah blah blah. And I sat down one day and I started looking and listening to them, and the negativity was just flowing all around me, and I went, oh my God, I do not want to be that. And I eliminated them. They were my good friends. I said, I'm sorry, you can't be in my life anymore. And I now will not be around negative people, because it's this cancer thing that can get into you. And if you're around those people, you need to get away from them. It doesn't matter if they're your best friends or someone you're really close to. That is really something that's going to hurt you. And it's that saying, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And I was sitting there thinking the other day, my friend Susan, and we said, wow, we got to start thinking about the 5 people we're spending our time with. And you're one of them, Paul. I have to say, I love spending time with you because of your positivity. And my goal in life is to always be around those people, and thinking about the 5 people that I'm around. And one more thing, I want to be one of the 5 people you want to hang around. So that's, I think, the key to living a positive life, is being that one of the 5 that other people want to be around, and vice versa.
Yeah, you talk about those groups and people just wallowing in it. For those of you that know my family history, I've got 3 sets of twins. And so that brings on its own challenges that people, oh my gosh, my wife and I handle it like superstars, and we just love the fact that we have this family and appreciate it every day. What was interesting, when we had our first set of twins, we went to these clubs, and there's these clubs for twins and parents of twins. And so there was one in our local area, and we went there, and it was this twins club. So they have monthly meetings. It's a social gathering, and you figure it would be a lot of fun. People that really understand what you're going through. And so they're going to be there to appreciate what you're going through, and you share those experiences. My wife and I went once. We went to one of the nightly social gatherings. I think it was a Tuesday or Wednesday night, and all get together with our kids. And so all the twins are there, and Deborah and I are there. And all we heard all night long was how hard it is, how much sleep I'm not getting, complaining about the kids and how much work it is. And we're like, no, we don't want this in our life. It was just massive negativity.
Wow.
And we never went to another meeting ever. And we're poster childs for parents with twins now. And those clubs are just a nightmare for us. Because people want to wallow in their pain. They got together to complain, to share their misery. When to Deborah and I, it was a point of greatness, and we were all excited that we had twins, and we wanted to share great stories about how cool it was to be parents of twins. And that wasn't where most of these people were. And it was such a shame. And I think about that, and pay attention to who you hang out with. Pay attention to who you want to be like, and hang out with those people. Here's another way of looking at it. Look for and hang out with the people of who you want to be, not who you are. Hang out with people on who you want to be, not who you are, which is very much the opposite of how most people look at finding friends or associates or people to hang out with for the night. They look for people that have commonality with of who they are now, which keeps us level or worse. Because there's an expression, you're either growing or you are dying. One or the other. Take your pick.
Yeah. That's a great story.
So yeah, I'll never forget that. Never go to a twins club again. Never. Or just hang out with us. We've got all the twins you want to hang out with. So we're good. A couple of things, and I've got a couple stats I want to get through. Do you know 67% of the wealthy watch 1 hour or less of TV? 23% of the poor watch more than an hour of TV a night. 6%. Here's what's even more interesting. 6% of the wealthy will even dare to watch reality TV.
Oh, reality TV is not reality. And I don't even have
78% of the poor will watch reality TV. Yeah, for any of you that do not know, there is no such thing as reality in reality TV. Just want to let you know that. I've told people that, and I know from firsthand experience, that's a story for another time, that there's no reality in reality TV. And I've told people this and really convinced them that that was true. And it's like I told them there's no Santa Claus. They're horrified. They can't. No, it's got to be true.
No.
That's how the Kardashians really are.
Nope.
Yeah. No such
Sorry.
thing. Couple others. And this is really key for a parent. 74% of the wealthy teach good daily successful habits to their children, which only makes sense because they're the ones that know the good habits to teach. Only 1% of the poor teach something different than they exhibit and teach wealthy habits instead of the poor.
That's really sad.
It's unfortunate because what happens with that, it actually perpetuates a cycle that exaggerates the 95.5, that keeps it at 95.5 because the next generation are just taught exactly what the past generation did.
Exactly.
I want to teach everyone a term called chain breaker. Be a chain breaker. Break the chain of generational habits. Create your own.
I love that.
Chain
I love
breaker.
that. I was a teacher and I had an educational learning center. So, oh my gosh, I'm so connecting with you now because I have seen, and I don't have children of my own, but I've been around a lot of parents and a lot of their creations. And believe me, I want to write a children's book or a parenting book, because I have seen what parents, what they're like, what they say to their kids, how do they treat them, what kind of things they put in their heads.
And that's just in public.
Oh, yeah.
You should see what they say in private.
Yeah, exactly. It's really sad. And thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah, no question. You talk to people that are struggling, and you talk about the words that they heard as a child, the words that they heard when they were a kid, and you can hear it in the tone. They'll repeat the words from their parents, and it'll always be, "You're stupid, you're worthless, you weren't any good." And then they grow up to be worthless, stupid, and no good, and you wonder where that came from. And
that's right.
Instead of, "You're great." For all of you that have children, the best words to say to your child, "I am so proud of you." Mm-hmm. Feed that into your children, feed that into the people around you, your team. "I'm so proud of you. I am so lucky to have you in my life. I am so grateful to be a part of your life. Thank you so much for living." And it's one of the best gifts you can give anybody. Mm-hmm. Speak that into your world and everybody around you.
That's right.
44% of the wealthy wake up 3 hours before work.
Wow.
So that they get prepared, they get ready for their day. They maybe do exercise, they relax, and they do some meditation. They contemplate what the day is going to be about. 3% of the poor do that.
Wow.
Pay attention. These are the pieces. And this isn't, this is what theory is. This is what we believe will work. These are the stats of what people are actually doing when we poll people that are wealthy versus people that are not. So when you're polling and looking at the habits of people that already have what you want, when you bring those habits into your life, it'll create so much more for you.
Yep.
84% of the wealthy believe these habits will create opportunity for them. 4% of the poor think that that's possible. The rest, which means 96%, thinks that this whole conversation is a lot of yah and a lot of BS and leave me alone. I got to go to work.
Wow.
That's the real lesson, is that you've got to pay attention. Do so much more in your life. There is so much more that you can accomplish, that you can create, simply by being present and paying attention to these daily habits that you can easily bring into your life to create so much more. Exercise, eat right, read great stuff, feed your brain some powerful information, and really focus in on writing your goals and paying attention to what you do every day. Sue, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you joining us. It was a pleasure.
Oh, it's always a pleasure with you too. And tell all your audience, when you said the word opportunity, watch for opportunities in every part of your life. I do a whole speaking thing on opportunities are everywhere. They might be hiding in the little corners, but if the most successful people in the world are constantly looking for opportunities. So I love that you said that. And thank you so much for letting me have a seat and talk to you today.
Oh, you're absolutely welcome. Where can people find you, Sue?
Okay, SueBrooke.com. That's Sue, S-U-E, Brooke, B-R-O-O-K-E.com. You can find out about me there. And so that's the best place to reach me.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sue. This is Paul Fink. Absolutely go to the MaverickDifference.com to get a powerful book, 5 Steps to Doubling Your Business and Work Less. Absolutely come join us here every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. 11 a.m. Pay attention to the Maverick Difference Radio Show. This is Paul Fink. Till next time, everyone. And, well, maybe not next time. All right, Blade, take it away. The Maverick Difference Radio Show. Thank you so much. This is Paul Fink, the Maverick Millionaire. Till next time, everyone.